Alrighty. I can hear you. You can hear me.
Yeah,
I can hear you crystal clear.
All right, bet,
my
bet.
boy. Well,
Yes,
welcome back, guys, to episode number 5. Ooh, the fifth episode. I guess it's a little bit of a milestone. The 5th episode of 7 on 7. Welcome back, guys. And today, I'm joined by my boy, my fucking boy. I haven't seen you in a minute.
It's been a minute.
The muscle man. You can't deny. The Mighty Eli. Woo! Wow,
the Mighty Man checking in.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I seen you, boy. I think the last time that I saw you was when we was in Nashville for Vinny's birthday.
Yes, sir.
Man, it's so good to see you, for real.
Good to see you too.
I'm stoked to have you on. I'm stoked to dive in and pick your brain and just kind of really, dive into this shit.
I'm blessed to be here, for
Yeah,
real.
man, I'm stoked. So we're gonna start off. Give us a bit of who you are. Who is Eli? Where'd you come from? Where'd you grow up? Like, for those, people, my fans, the listeners of the show, want to know who you are. So kind of just give us a little bit of a background of, who is Eli?
Okay, I got you. So, for the fans who don't know me, shout out to all the Seventh Heaven fans in here. I'm from Oakland, California.
Shout out Oakland.
I currently live in San Diego, but I was born and raised in Oakland.
Okay.
So I grew up there my whole life. Played sports growing up there. Football, track and field,
Big athlete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I went to junior college out there, too, so I went to Laney College.
Okay.
So I know a lot of people been seeing Laney on Netflix, Last Chance U. Yeah, I went to that school. Shout out Coach Beam. And then from there, I transferred to San Diego State, and then that's how I came out here.
Dope.
So, yeah, as far as Oakland goes, man, totally different from San Diego.
I bet.
Like, totally different. So I would say what makes it different is like the culture out there.
Yeah.
All right. So
Culture how?
So Oakland is very different in the sense that it's almost like this, like just being a kid. Like the school is like the real world.
Got you.
So it's like you really gotta be tough out there a little bit more than out here.
Come on now.
For sure.
There isn't a single person that's gonna deny that the OC, Newport, this lifestyle is way different, and people are just naturally softer here than someone like you.
I'm not gonna say they naturally softer, but in Oakland it's just more
I'm gonna say that. You don't have to say that, but I'm gonna say that.
It's just more a little bit more rowdy, a little bit more just in your face.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's a little more real.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so grew up in Oakland, played sports, and then now you're in San Diego.
Yeah.
When did you go to San Diego?
I transferred to state in the fall of 2019, so like right before COVID came.
Okay. So you've been in San Diego for what now? It's been
about 2 years.
2 years?
Change. Yeah.
How you like SD?
I love it.
Love it.
I love SD.
SD's a vibe. I tell people all the time, I think SD is like the cleaner version of LA.
Exactly.
Like
and it's a little bit slower too.
A little slower pace, but like it's got the vibe, it's got the energy, it's got the women, like it's got all the elements that LA has, like to some extent, but it's a bit cleaner. It's a bit more clean cut. It's a bit more of a vibe. You got the beach, Yeah. Yeah, SD's a vibe.
Yeah, I love SD. I mean, I love Oakland too, but I don't see myself like going back to live permanently back in Oakland. It's probably going to be San Diego for sure.
It's not a bad place to be, brother.
Not a bad place
SD ain't a bad place to be. Okay. So, we got the Mighty Eli here. For those of you, who don't know him or are going to follow him after this show, you go by the Mighty Man.
The Mighty Man,
The Mighty Man. The Muscle Man, this fucking all-natural bodybuilder.
Yes, sir.
I just have to admit, for those of you guys who are listening and who aren't watching, this man is ginormous. This man is ginormous. And he's probably the only other person that I can personally say that works as hard, or if not harder than I do in the gym. Like his work ethic in the gym is incredible.
Appreciate it.
Like it's incredible. It's inspiring, and like that was like a big reason why I wanted to have you on. Because you're my boy. I haven't seen you.
Yeah. But
just like what you've done and what you do inside of the gym and the fitness and like what you're trying to do with just like that path and that that journey that you're on is like, I think it's so crucial and so inspiring and like motivating for people to like look up to you and follow you and be like, man, he was here.
Yeah.
And now he's here, like, in the
Right.
fitness shit because I was having this conversation with someone the other day. Like, I feel like too many people get uninspired or unmotivated or just, like, I don't know, like, lose the drive to, like, try and go to the gym or, like, get their fitness right just because, like, maybe they don't know where to start or they don't have the right inspiration or the motivation. And, like,
Right.
people like you, like, who are, like, real and you put out the content that you do and, like, the consistent content that you do and that you're, you know, the most important is that you're all natural,
Yes, sir.
as I am.
Yes, sir.
You know, we're going to kind of dive more into that as we go on.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I think that element is just so crucial, like, as a message to the gym community, as a message to people, like, even if they're not in the gym, just that concept and that drive, that work ethic, that motivation, like, they can
Right.
apply to any aspect they're trying to do in their life. So, like, following people and having people like you, like, on social and doing what you do is, like, so crucial.
Appreciate
So I
it.
just want to say, like, give you a shout out, like, you're killing it.
I
I'm a
appreciate
huge
it.
fan of what you're doing.
Thank you, bro.
So that's kind of like a little bit of an overview. We're gonna dive in right now and
Yep.
dissect and do all this shit. So
I'm ready.
so Oakland, and you was playing sports. Obviously, you was always in shape. You
Right.
can't play. I'm sure you were a ball player.
Yeah, football, track and field.
Exactly. So you always had to be in shape,
Yes, sir.
but you definitely wasn't in the shape that you are now.
No.
Yeah. So your passion for fitness,
Right.
like, did that start at a young age? Did that start when you was playing sports? You knew, like, I'm kind of about this life, or, like, where did the the real fitness shit start for you?
So I'm assuming you're really talking about, like, the bodybuilding.
Yeah,
Because, like you said, I always been fit. Always was in the track and field. Always was in the running. But really, the lifting weights came when I was a junior in high school.
okay.
So it's a funny story how it happened, right?
Tell me.
So pretty much, for the people who really don't know anything about Oakland, we're always like top 5 in just violence in general. All right, so home invasions, robberies, murders, things like that. So, it was really junior year of high school. I got into some trouble. All right, now we might get into it, maybe not. I was a good football player. I got into some trouble my junior year in high school. All right, now it was to the point where I almost got kicked out of school. Got suspended for like 4 weeks.
You're doing
right?
some dumb kid shit.
Doing some not kid shit.
Yeah,
but
some dumb shit.
Right, I was doing some dumb shit, and I played football at the time, and we were like in our playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But I got kicked off the team for the year, everything. So literally that year, my parents told me, like, look, you're not going to be doing shit but going to school and coming home. All right. Luckily, I was a good kid. I used to do bullshit, but I always did my homework. Right?
Yeah.
So the school gave me some mercy. I was able to stay. Right. But basically, my parents had me on punishment. They said, look, bro, you're not doing shit but going to school and coming home.
Yeah.
And that was it. But they always knew I was an athlete, so they just prepared me for the next season.
Yeah.
So that was when I really got my first gym membership to this gym called Fitness SF. All
Okay.
right. Now, it used to be Gold's Gym, but now it's Fitness SF. It's in Oakland, like right by Lake Merritt.
Gotcha.
All right? So my dad is really heavy into fitness. So he was heavy into like the bodybuilding culture, the Arnolds, the Franco Columbos, Serge Nubres. I didn't know anything about it.
The
really.
OGs.
Yeah, the OGs. That's
Yeah.
when I first seen Pumping Iron. Right. So I seen Pumping Iron, and the particular bodybuilder that really caught my eye was Robbie Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this scene in there where they were all on this football field, like just throwing the ball around. It was only like 20-second scene in the movie. But when I seen him, I was just like, damn, like, this boy is huge.
This boy's big.
Right.
Yeah.
And they all throwing the football. And I just thought, like, well, I'm a running back. And I always looked up to big backs like Herschel Walker, who else? Earl Campbell, right? So I always wanted to be a big back, like a punishing running back.
Totally.
But also fast too. Like I love to run. So
Like a Derrick Henry type.
yeah. But when I seen Robbie Robinson, I was just like I want to be like that. I want to look like that. But
Yeah.
I want to play football. Like no one's gonna stop me if I'm this big.
Yeah,
and I'm
facts.
fast too, right? So that whole year, I just went to school and I worked out, me and my dad. So he showed me everything from the supersets. That's why you hear me talk about supersets a lot in my videos. Supersets, compound sets, trisets. And I just remember, like, we always laugh about this. He told me, he said, look, one of these days you're going to be lifting more than me. And one of these days I'm not going to even be coming to the gym with you no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're going to be on your own.
Right. And
Totally.
at the time, it was funny because I couldn't even hit like 135 for more than maybe like 8 reps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I never fathomed that I would even hit 225, right? But in 9 months, I was able to do 225 probably about 5 times as like a 17, 18-year-old kid. You know what I mean? So
you was like, I could do something.
Right. So when I came back after 9 months, because like I said, I was kind of on punishment for a year, bro.
Damn.
Everybody was just like, what the fuck, right? Now, as far as me staying natural, so I don't think my dad was really like, I'm not sure if he knew they used steroids back then.
Yeah.
Because he always told me that, like, well, nowadays, you know, everybody's using steroids, but look how they looked back then. Like, they was natty. So I always thought the bodybuilders and pumping iron was natural. So I always believed, like, all right, I just hit the gym hard. Like, this how I could look.
Totally.
So I always kept that in my head while in the gym. And it wasn't until I was, like, 20, 21 that someone told me, like, nah, bro, like, everybody was on steroids.
Do steroids.
Everybody's doing this shit.
Facts.
That shit low-key kind of, like, fucked me up a little bit. Because I'm like, damn, like, Arnold? Like, nah, bro. Like, they didn't even have this technology back then. Ain't no way they on steroids, you know? But then I started going down the rabbit hole, doing my homework, watching interviews. And they were like, yeah, like, we was taking, like, pills and shit. So I kind of, that kind of actually messed me up for, like, 6 months as far as working out. Because I always wondered, like, well, how big can I get then if, like, I'm going to stay natural? Or, like, how would these guys look if they didn't take steroids? Like, I never
Would
knew.
I not look up to him the way that I did?
Not even that, but, like, what's like the human body's threshold if it doesn't take steroids but you still hit the gym hard?
Yeah.
Would they still be, like, looking like Greek gods, or would they kind of look? So, I just kept working out, bro, and then I realized, like, I'm looking for, like, a bodybuilder that's natural, but the one I'm looking for is in the mirror is me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I kind of just embraced, like, well, since I literally can't find anyone that's not taking no type of supplements, like no type of steroids, no type of pre-workouts,
trends or
anything, or even just pre-workouts. Like, I wasn't even into that. So I just, like, well, I guess I'm just a one of one. Like, so I might as well just stay like that. You know what I mean? So I never wanted to kind of, like, I kind of took pride in, like, being able to grow muscle without any enhancements or, like, any pre-workouts or anything. So
of course.
That's really where, like, the Mighty Man came in, and I came up with the name Mighty Eli, because then I started thinking about a brand, and then, you know, that's kind of like how I developed it. For
sure. And we're gonna dive into that.
Yeah.
And you, like, said a point that, like, I really like, and that I is one of the biggest things that I admire about you and what you do and the way you go about, like, your fitness shit is, like, I'm a all natural person too, like, minus the, like, I take pre-workout because sometimes I be up all night or like sometimes I just need that extra to, like, get me, which is, like, you know what, it is what it is for me. But it's like the fact that you don't take anything of, like, any kind, and, like, you just eat right, get your sleep, you put the work in when you in there is like it's incredible, like, the results, the growth, like, it just truly shows that, like, yo, you don't need all this shit to get to where you want to be.
Right.
And, like, the point where you said too, because I believe in it super heavily, where you're like, well, how far can the human body go if you put in the same work ethic that maybe these people that you look up to, or these, you know, TikTokers, you know, I'm talking modern day now, it's like TikTokers or Instagram guys that, like, you see and you're like, damn, I want to look like that guy, but you know he's on some shit.
Yeah.
Like, that fact of, like, how far can the human body go?
Yeah.
If I put in the same work, but just all natural.
Yeah, because, like,
that is a crucial element. Like,
right. I
know for me, and, like, I know obviously for you, like, and I think that's so important, because it's like,
it's very important, because no disrespect to the guys that are on steroids, because you're putting your body through some hell.
Do some
getting
shit.
that lean, double days in the gym, hitting iron every day. It fucks with your mental health, your physical health. But it's like, no matter how a person might tell me how hard they work, once they say they're on some type of steroid, it kind of,
the credibility loss.
The credibility is not quite there, because
it's
like, all right, you're in shape and you're really buff and you're big, but it's like, without that, would you still be the same person? Would you still have this clout that you have? Would these companies still want to fuck with you the way they do?
100%.
Right? And also when it comes to the supplement companies, I think one thing that kept me away from them too, because I kind of thought about like taking pre-workouts and shit, is like, I don't really like the way the fitness industry is set up to where like you can't make money unless you're being sponsored, right? Unless you're the top guy in bodybuilding or the top 3, or unless you have a sponsor, right? So I see a lot of people now posting just anything to try to get a sponsor. Like that's not really fitness to me, you know what I mean? Like, for example, let's say Young LA, that's popping right now.
Yeah.
Or like
Dark Sport.
Gorilla Sups.
Yeah,
I see a
like
lot of people
the Gorilla
do
Mind pre-workout.
So for me, it's like, okay, a lot of fitness influencers, what they're going to do is they're going to get in shape, and then they're going to get sponsored by a company that they probably never even used in their life. And they're just going to sell that shit to the viewers.
Yeah, they're just trying to get a check.
They're just trying to get money.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't really be like that, right? So I thought about it for a while, like, okay, well, I do want to stay with fitness, but how am I going to get money? You know what I mean? So
for sure.
That's kind of where, and I know we're going to get into it later, like the Live Mighty and all the other stuff kind of came into part because I felt like, well, I will never be a professional bodybuilder because a person who's maybe taking things, I will never be as big as them, right? And I'll probably never be as lean as them, maybe, you know? Well, maybe we'll see. I'm still working on it, right? But so it's like I just might as well be in my own lane. So that's where the whole Live Mighty came about, the Mighty Eli. So I just chose to just be my own entity. I don't even want to be in that realm of IFBB pro or professional bodybuilding, even though I consider myself a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, why? I guess that's like a tricky thing, and like that's a question that like I ask myself sometimes too. So like, because like I've had people like lots of times tell me like, you should compete, like hop on stage, like do your thing, and I'm like, I don't know if it's really my thing, but like, what is the classification nowadays in the fitness industry of like a bodybuilder? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're not IFBB pro,
right?
And like you're not like, you haven't competed, you haven't been on a stage,
right?
But it's like, does that, just because you don't have in a sense that credibility or that like you've been on that stage or that like, does that not make you a bodybuilder nowadays? But like if you doing the same work, if you look like these dudes and like how big you are and like you got the physique, you got the strength for it, like what is the classification to be like I am or I am not a bodybuilder?
I would say it doesn't make you a professional bodybuilder, right? If you're not competing. But I would feel like anybody's a bodybuilder as long as you're building muscle, you know? As long as you're in the gym building your body.
You're bodybuilder.
Right. But I feel like you got to have at least some type of muscle mass, some type of cuts.
For sure.
You can't just say you're a bodybuilder looking like a slob in the gym, touching weights every once a week. You know, you got to have some consistency and just have at least a nice body. You know what I mean? So I would consider anyone a bodybuilder as long as they're in somewhat good shape, muscular. To me, you're a bodybuilder.
To you, that's like your personal classification.
My personal classification. The world's classification is an IFBB pro, pretty much. Or you have to at least win some type of contest or step on stage at least once.
Yeah.
You know,
to be like I'm a
bodybuilder.
I am so or so.
Yeah.
Damn. Interesting. I like your point of view on that because I like that a lot. Like anybody is a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
If they're putting in the work and the consistency and like you're building muscle, like you're building your body.
You're building your body.
Yeah, you're a bodybuilder. Right? It seems so simple. So you just said we're kind of talking a little about the Live Mighty shit.
Yeah, we going all over the place right now.
Exactly. Which I like. That's why I like this kind of like style of the podcast shit, is just because it's like it's natural. It's a real conversation.
Right.
Like it's none scripted. Like we go off points that we hear. We talk about whatever we want to talk about. The Live Mighty stuff. For those of you obviously who don't know him or are gonna know him after this, or that you do follow him, Live Mighty is, you know, your brand.
Yes.
That's in a sense who you are. Like, that is your identity, is the Mighty Man. Live Mighty is your thing.
Yeah, Mighty Eli.
Mighty Eli, exactly. Yeah. Like that is you as an entity.
That's me.
So, give me an explanation of what is Live Mighty. Like, what is that?
Okay.
We're gonna dive into points of all of like what it's about, but like give me the base of like what is Live Mighty and why did you start it?
Okay, cool.
Besides the monetization aspect, and it's like
right.
Obviously, because
before I thought about money, the brand definitely came first.
Yeah, of course.
It wasn't about the money at all. I actually dived deep into it. So I would say it started with the music first, right?
Okay.
So, for the people listening, I got a tape on all platforms called Mighty Mode. And you just search a Mighty Mode or Mighty Eli on any platforms.
yeah,
You'll
I'll
find
put that
it.
link in the description too, so people can go and link themselves to it.
Appreciate it. So I always liked music growing up. I used to just rap with friends and shit, but I never looked at myself as an artist.
Yeah.
Right. But I will say this now. I don't think no one even knows this. So the artist that inspired me to really start making music and kind of inspired me to do Live Mighty the merch is this artist named Lil Nar. I don't know if you heard of him.
I know Lil Nar.
Narcotic, right?
Actually, I do know Lil Nar.
So one day, I was at home in Oakland, right? And I heard this song, Narcotic Gang by Lil Nar, right? And he's like a rock type of rap artist, kind of got a weird sound and style, but I looked him up on Instagram and I realized I had seen his merch before called Narcotic. And it's like a big skateboard brand, right? And so I was looking like, I just looked at him like a genius, because like he had the song Narcotic Gang, but the song was kind of like his brand Narcotic.
Yeah.
So he was like promoting his brand, and I seen like the way he was moving I really liked, because not only was he an artist, but he had a big ass brand.
Yeah.
And he was basically his own boss. Like
Yeah.
his own, he wasn't a signed artist. I still don't think he's signed now, but the way Lil Nar was just moving, I started like stalking his IG, like, damn, like
how's he moving?
How's he have this big ass brand and he's doing music and so that inspired me to make Mighty Mode when I seen that. And I already had bought some beats, and I had these beats that I had never used, and I just was listening to them, and I literally made Mighty Mode, bro, in maybe like 2 weeks, just writing. And because I'm from Oakland, like I add a lot of like shit from Oakland in it too, like, because I'm really trying to inspire a lot of people who are out there, because I feel like it's hella violence and it's hella like crime out there, and if you live out there, you know what's really sparking it is like the music, right? Because locally we have hella artists, but they all talk about the same shit, like killing, stealing, doing drills, shit like that, right?
Totally.
So for me, I mean, it's cool to listen to like trap music in the gym, but I can't really relate to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just not the life I'm living.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make music that anyone could listen to, but at the same time, nothing that's soft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
I want some shit that anybody could rock out to, you in the gym, or something that motivates you. So a lot of music now is kind of depressing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hear your sob story every song. Like, tell me some shit that's gonna uplift me.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I came out with Mighty Mode and dropped the tape tape coming soon, Mighty Culture. So
can you give any information on when that's coming out? Or just soon?
This summer.
Okay, this summer.
Early summer is gonna come out. I'll just say this: when you see the merch drop, everything else is coming right after.
Okay.
It's
like planned. Don't worry.
Just put it like
it's
that.
Planned.
So yeah. So also Kali Muscle. So he's another
I know who that is.
YouTuber I used to watch. He's from Oakland. I used to just watch his shit all the time. And
that's the fool that always wears the mask.
Does he?
Yeah. Didn't he?
Oh, like a gorilla mask or some shit like that?
He would sometimes
or a rhino, I think.
Or it was some like crazy mask. Like,
so he was probably the first fitness like YouTuber that I ever had seen, and I used to watch him a lot. And he used to actually make raps like about like working out and shit, but it was kind of like meme-ish.
Yeah.
It wasn't like serious.
It was like a joke.
It was like joke shit. But I always hear artists say, "Well, I just rap about the life I'm living. Like I'm killing and shit. I just the life I'm living."
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna rap about the life I'm living.
Yeah, why not?
I work out. I like motivation. I like just talking about real life, you know. So getting better. And I feel like that's what the youth need now, bro. It's nobody talking about that.
Man.
And well, really in black culture, right? Because a lot of pop artists have great songs.
For sure.
That go worldwide, but like in our culture, it's always like something that's not really the best.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to be the one that brings some new flavor to it. Like, bro, it's cool to do something else, but what everyone else is doing. Like, it's cool to, want to be an entrepreneur, be your own boss. Like, you always have an option.
Absolutely.
No matter where you grow up, I tell people this all the time. Like a quote that really inspired me was, don't let the environment make a change in you. You make a change in the environment. So it really don't matter where you from or where you at. Well, all that matters is your mission and what you do with it, with your time and with your life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's like I love, like, I forgot who I was watching the other day, but they said this, and it's like, it doesn't matter where you come from, where you grew up, what your situation was,
right.
Like how hard you had it or how hard you didn't have it. Like it doesn't matter the circumstances, but your situation, whatever it may be, there's someone out there that either had the exact same situation or worse and made it happen.
Right.
So like your excuse to not make it happen regardless of your situation, like is not an excuse. Like, there's always going to be an example of someone that was in your position or worse that did their shit. Right. So your excuse is invalid.
That's true. I will say yes and no to that, only because of this. Because like you said, we always have a choice no matter what happens. But I feel like when you're in an environment that's like, let's say your parents are doing the same shit you're doing and everyone around you is doing the same bullshit. Yeah. It just makes it easier for you to do that. Totally. So you still have a choice not to do it, but it's going to be harder for you to go the opposite route, right? Of course. So with Mighty Mode, take that risk. Exactly. So with Mighty Mode and like Mighty Eli, I just want to be like something that might help that one person say, well, maybe I can do it, go this route because I see him doing it. Exactly. So that's kind of like my goal, is just to inspire people by actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Because, you know, you got to practice what you preach. Yeah, you got to practice what you preach. You can't just say some shit and not live it and then expect someone to be motivated by just some words that you're saying. And the only way I feel like you could really help a person is just be an example. Of course. You know what I'm saying? Just show them that it's possible, you could do it. And, I mean, that's what Lil Nar did for me. I saw what he was doing. And even though I wasn't going down the wrong path, really, he just helped me really want to become an entrepreneur and really want to do the music and the merch and really just help me frame like my path in life. So if Lil Nar, you ever hear this, bro, like I really appreciate you. I'm gonna give you your flowers while you here, man. Yeah. Cause like I really you just popped up on YouTube out of nowhere and I was just watching this video, and even though the song is like not something I was really listening to, for some reason I just went on his Instagram for some reason. I don't even know why. You just connected. And I seen the merch and seen what he was doing. I was just like, whoa. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. It's possible. Like, and he's young too, so it's like yeah, I like that. I can do it. Yeah, and exactly. That's the thing too. Is like, I love that. Like, we're in that generation. Like, I've said this on like pretty much like every episode. Is like, we're so much in the generation where it's just like, even young kids, anything, like, bro, it doesn't matter your age. Like, bro, you can do anything you want to do, especially in the time we're living in now. Like, it's more practical and more possible to make your dreams come true than it ever has been in the history of mankind. Ever. On the internet, and like me and Vinny, we always laugh about we always say YouTube University. Yeah, YouTube University. Bro, you can learn anything you want to learn on YouTube, bro, for free. A lot of my techniques in the gym, like at some point I learned from YouTube by watching other bodybuilders do it or just doing my homework. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Golden Era Bookworm. To me, he has one of the best fitness channels on YouTube. All type of old school exercises and shit about old school bodybuilders. And man, I actually talked to him on Instagram before too, so shout out to him. Damn. I think he's like the #1 like bodybuilding curator out there. Like, he has a whole museum and shit. Damn. Yeah, of like old school like Vince Gironda shit, Arnold shit. Like, it's crazy. But shout out to him though. Yeah. So you kind of you said something that it's kind of like on a point that you said last time or a couple sentences ago, and kind of the topic we're talking about, how, you know, the YouTube University generation shit, you know, now is the time, you know. You can learn anything. You can learn anything. You can do anything. Like, it's just everything is possible, and everything you need to be successful and accomplish your goals is like, you have it at your disposal. At your finger. You can even connect with a person who's a celebrity. You might think they won't answer their emails. Bro, I've reached out to like 2 people who got clout, and they hit me back, and we had a full conversation. It's actually crazy. And also, like you said, you can learn anything. So all the edits I'm doing on YouTube, everything is shit, I taught myself and my friends who helped me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Vince Enzo.
But although all that is possible, like how you just said, you have to lead by example.
Yeah. And
you have to put the work in. Man.
Say it louder.
Seriously. Like, I know so many people personally, whether it's gym, whether it's music, it doesn't matter. That I see people and I'm like, they have so much potential. So much potential. As we all do. All of us have so much potential. And it's like, it's a blessing to be in the time that we are in right now.
For real.
But man, it's a blessing and a curse because it is that way. People think it's just easy. And like, you just want to, it just like will happen because, oh, everything is here. I got all the tools. Like, I'm just going to half-ass mediocre do this. And like, homeboy blew up overnight or someone blew up on TikTok or this dude was posting his first gym video blew up and now he's sponsored by so-and-so. Like, oh, it just happened. No.
Nah.
I don't give a shit that it's that we're in time and it's all easy and it's disposable, easy, quote unquote, in the sense it's easy if you put in the work.
Yeah.
If you put in the work over the time and consistency, like some shit is gonna happen at some point.
Hey, something's gonna happen.
That is the nature. It is the nature of the world. It is nature of history. It repeats itself over and over and over again.
Some shit gonna happen. It's this quote by Denzel Washington. He said, "You hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you gonna get a cut." Feel me? You keep putting in that work long enough, even if your shit not going viral, sooner or later something's gonna happen. Something has to happen. Has to. It's the nature of the game. That's the nature of how the world works. That's the nature of how the universe works. Yeah.
You put in that work and you use the tools that we have in our generation properly, and you do them with good intent. Yeah. And you are consistent and you put in the work, bro. Sir. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna blow.
It's going to.
It's going to blow.
But like, that part of the work ethic aspect is missing in a lot of people's,
I will say,
work ethics.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell when someone's being a phony or when you can tell someone's like not putting in the work. And like, I hate that sometimes it's like you see people that just blow up or like do whatever after they really like kind of maybe just hopped on, and like that just happens sometimes. Where and then it's like there's some people where it's
everybody else wants to do it that way too. It's not gonna happen with everybody.
It doesn't, bro. That's a 101 situation.
That's a 101, man. I've been trying to do this shit for a little bit, and I'm still trying. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's like how we were talking before we even started filming was like the process.
Yeah, you just gotta enjoy it,
bro. You have to enjoy the process. Like the process is the most beautiful part. Like.
Definitely.
Like how I was saying, like the first podcast episode, like y'all can fucking go back and look at it. It was on a barbecue table with a cloth, like how you said, like you didn't maybe not have the best camera or whatever. Like you can't let that. You can't let that stop you, bro.
You just gotta jump in the deep end, man, and learn how to swim as you jump in.
Hey, man. You gotta jump in the deep end and learn how to swim.
Yeah,
I love that,
for real,
bro. That's fire.
Like,
I'm gonna write that down on my board right there. You gotta dive into the deep end and learn how to swim.
Just learn how to swim, man. For real.
Hey, we'll be right back. I gotta take a piss break.
Yeah, piss break coming up.
And we back. Sorry, I had to piss so fucking bad. I had to piss so bad. God damn.
Oh shit.
So. I just thought of this when I was in the bathroom. Yeah. And I wanted to ask you because I actually had the pleasure of meeting him as well at 24. Yeah. When you were at that Onyx gym.
Onyx, yeah.
Yeah, you met and spoke with Joey Swole.
Joey Swole, yeah. Shout out to Joey Swole.
Yeah, shout out Joey Swole for real. Like,
for real.
I like before we dive in to like because I know you guys definitely had a more extensive conversation, but I had met him. He was in the bathroom at 24 when it literally, dog, I was in there like had my shirt off and was like doing my like whatever in the mirror, and then like he like walks out of the stall and I was like, oh shit, like
Joey Swole,
yeah, and like we chopped it up and then
Swole
like
too.
Yeah, we went out on the floor and caught like a little workout and he was talking like, bro, super nice guy,
he's a cool dude.
Bro, he's cool as fuck,
cool dude.
Super cool, and like he's a huge influence, just entity inside of the bodybuilding, the fitness community. Yeah. And I know that you had spoke to him.
Yeah,
and
we
like,
talked for a while.
Yeah, I know that you guys talked for a minute. So
yeah.
I kind of want to know a little bit, about what you got, about
what we talked
yeah,
about.
what you talked about, because I mean, anybody that's listening or that's gonna watch this, like, you're a gym person, or even if you're not, like,
I
feel like it's hard not to know who. Not to know who Joey Swole is.
Last week we put up to this gym that just opened up in Newport called Onyx. So ONYX. Really sick ass gym. The gym, the aesthetic is crazy. It's all black inside with like LED lights and shit. And so it was the grand opening, so they let everyone come. So we pulled up and we working out, and I was with two of my friends, Vinny, Jesse. And Vinny said, bro, is that Joey Swole? Now at the time, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even know who he was. Like, to be honest with you, I didn't know who Joey Swole was, but I had seen his face a few times. I'm sure he went viral plenty of times. He has 2 million followers on Instagram, but I'm sure he has some viral videos.
He's got like the same on TikTok too.
But when I seen his face, I'm like, I know this dude, but I don't know from where.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm like, all right, he's an influencer for sure. So we walked over and we was like, what's up? Are you Joey Swole? And he was like, yeah, actually. And bro, we just started talking. And we ended up talking for like 30, 40 minutes, bro.
Damn.
In the gym. And pretty much what I wanted to know from Joey Swole was, like, obviously he competed. Or I just knew he had to have competed because this guy's pretty big in person.
Yeah, he big dude.
Yeah, and I asked him, like, well, how do you feel about, like, the fitness industry as far as competing versus, like, you know, starting a brand and everything like that? And this is what he said, because he has a brand. And he was like, pretty much, I'm going to be real with you. Bodybuilding is cool, but it really wasn't putting food on the table. And we're talking about a guy who mass-wise is probably like 3 to 4 times my size.
Yeah.
Right? So he's saying, like, it's not really paying off that much. He said, I'd rather put food in my family's mouths, my mom's, my dad, my family, take care of my family. And that's what the brand did for him.
Yeah.
So when he told me that,
it just motivated
me even more to stick with what I'm doing, staying in my own lane. Because sometimes I think about, like, maybe I should compete, maybe I shouldn't. But it's just like, nah. It's got to be longevity. You know what I'm saying? What do I want to just stand on stage? This is what Joey Swole said, matter of fact. He said, I don't want to just have a sword I could put on my wall as a trophy. He said, I want to feed my family, my mom, my dad. I want to have money. You know, it made me wealthy. Like, and for him, man, he's really a down to earth guy.
Nah, he really is. He's a genuine dude.
Yeah, and word for word, I can't remember exactly what he said, but that was the gist of it. Like, pretty much, build your brand and stick to what you're doing and be yourself.
Yes,
that's pretty much what he told me. And he told me straight up. He said, look, unless you're willing to take steroids, you're not going to win it in the eye of being pro versus these other guys.
Yeah.
But he said, you got a crazy-ass physique, so keep doing what you're doing. He said they're looking for mass monsters now. They're not looking for really aesthetics anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, for sure. And then we talked about just, like, the bodybuilding community a lot, and just we talked about the greats, the Arnolds, the Serge Nubrays. And he just was giving us just a whole lot of wisdom on just, like, being a nice person, you know, setting the example for the youth coming up, the next generation of people lifting weights. And, you know, after talking to him, it just made me really just like, man, like, I really respected his honesty about everything. He told me straight up, like, oh, I'm such and such years old, and, you know, I still got to do this and that, you know what I mean, to maintain my muscle mass. So he was just telling me, like, man, just stay natural.
Yeah.
If that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Me just stay natural. So I'm just like, yeah, for sure. So shout out Joey Swole for even taking the time out his day to really just
have a conversation with you. Like
he gave me his number and everything. So you might see him in a video in the future.
No, that's
I'm
fire.
Not gonna say too much, but
I'm stoked that you got to chop it up with him. And you actually just said 2 points that I believe in really heavily, inside fitness and outside of fitness, is that you said longevity. Longevity is something that I believe in heavily, and, like, something that I say that I believe in very heavily is, like, legacy over currency.
Yep.
Like, obviously you need to put food on the table. Obviously you need to be able to feed yourselves, take care of the people who you need to take care of. But it's like, it's really a longevity game. Like,
exactly.
The goal is to build something and have something that is gonna be here after we're gone, and that is gonna leave a legacy of you and what you've done.
Yeah.
And it ties in perfectly to the other point that you said that I believe in very heavily as well, and I know that you do, is that you said to inspire the youth.
Exactly.
Because
we
men our age,
yeah,
we're still young. And like with the generation below us, like, man, some of these kids is fucked up. I'm gonna be straight up. Like some of these kids fucking scare me to death.
I thought our generation was bad.
Oh my God.
They're getting even more turned every
Dude,
generation.
It's crazy. But it's like I do very much feel myself, and I know that like it's almost like a mission statement. Like I know for me is like, man, trying to inspire the youth, like whether it's in music or whether it's the way you live life, leading by example, like whether someone wants to be a bodybuilder and it's like, yo, you can stay natural, you can do this, like you can be you and create something and just you don't have to conform to what you want to do.
And that's what just motivates me every day to just keep doing what I'm doing, because it's like this, like if I die today, there'll never be another me. There'll never be another Eli who grew up in Oakland, who decided to be a natural bodybuilder, who went through everything I went through or seen everything I did or just thinks the way I do. There'll never be another me. So it's like I have to do it.
You have to.
If I don't know,
no one else will.
No one else can do it the way I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
I love
so
that.
It's like no one else can do it the way that I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because there'll never be another me or you. There'll never be another seventh. You know what I'm saying? So that's what keeps me going every day. It's like,
man,
I have to do this shit.
And I love that because like it's not arrogance, it's confidence.
Yeah.
It's confidence in knowing that what you're doing and how you're going to do it, no one else is going to do it the way you're going to do it. And like
they can't.
They can't, because they're not you, and just because it's like you're just that confident in yourself and knowing that like you're going to be the greatest at what you're going to do. Like,
and I wouldn't even say it's really that, like, I mean, of course I'm confident in what I do, but it's just like, it's almost feel like it's my duty to do it. Mm-hmm. It's like, I feel like everybody has a gift to give to the world,
It's your purpose.
And if you don't give that gift to the world, you're doing the world a disservice. Mm-hmm. If I don't drop this mighty mode, if I don't keep pushing the brand, I could have made the world a better place, but I chose not to.
Totally.
Because I was either being lazy, I was either just didn't believe in myself, or whatever the case was. That's actually being selfish to the kids coming up underneath us who should have heard what I had to say.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that is such an important point of like what you're saying of like doing the world a disservice if you don't say what you feel like you're here on this earth to say or to do. Like
the gift that you have, the gift that God gave you to give to the world, if you don't give that gift, you're being selfish.
Man, y'all need to replay that real quick, because that it's such a simple answer or topic or however you want to say it, but like it's so crucial. Everybody has a gift. Everybody is meant to do something to give back to the world and
give back,
into whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like
even if you wash floors better than anybody else, take that shit to the max.
Facts.
Even if you freaking make cookies better than anybody else, keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
Or even if you are working a 9 to 5 and that's what you love to do,
be the best at it.
Be the best at that shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I don't know, man. It's a scary thing too, though, because when it comes to being an entrepreneur, there's no guarantees.
Man.
You could fail, maybe.
But you can't be afraid of that.
Right. But remember this. You could fail at doing something you don't want to do. Why work a shitty job? You could fail at that too. So you might as well fail at doing something
that you love.
Yeah, something you love.
Nah, man.
So, yeah.
That's some real shit.
For real.
And like, man, I feel like it's been a common theme of like every single episode that I've done is that just that concept of what you're saying of like how we said on previous episodes, like finding your why, like why are you doing it? Mm-hmm. being the best you can possibly be at it.
Right.
Like,
oops, sorry.
no, you good. It's just something I believe in so heavily because like I just feel like too many people get discouraged.
Yeah.
Like about like even if they do decide to go the entrepreneurial route because it is such a harder path. Just because, like you said, it's not.
There's no guarantee.
It is not guaranteed at all. It's different than if you are washing floors or you're cleaning windows or you're working 9 to 5.
Or you know you're going to get that check.
You're
every
knowing
week.
you're going to get that check.
Maybe that pension, maybe or whatever.
The salary or whatever.
That guaranteed money every week is what makes you comfortable and continue doing makes you comfortable.
Just said one of my favorite fucking words.
Yeah.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
People enjoy being comfortable too much. Yeah. You gotta get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Come on.
Facts.
Come on.
That's a fact,
bro. It is like
fact, and you gotta have like confidence in yourself too, because that's something that I had battled with a lot. Like, for some reason, I would see maybe somebody in my field or someone doing really good, and for some reason, I just didn't see myself as being able to do it. Sometimes. Or I would put them on a pedestal as if we were both not human beings. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, once I realized, bro, everybody's a human.
Everybody brushes their teeth the same way, puts on the pants the same way.
The only difference is like you don't see the shit behind the scenes. So you kind of just see a person, you always just think like they were always perfect, right?
For sure.
Like, just like the new Kanye shit that just dropped on Netflix.
Man, I love
it because it's showing you like, bruh, he's getting L'd just like we're getting L'd in the day-to-day lives, but he just kept going, you know? But when you see that movie star, that celebrity, you kind of feel like, oh, they were just born to do this shit. Nah, they was getting people telling them like, nah, you can't do this shit just like you. They were getting people telling them like, I don't think you'll be able to do it. They had doubters just like everybody else. They just kept working. And, you know, when that hard work meet opportunity, they took advantage of it. That's really all it is.
The only difference between people who are successful and people who are not is, like, just people who don't quit.
Pretty much.
That's, like,
pretty much
the only difference.
99% of the time, you know?
People just don't quit.
Yeah. And so, yeah, man. That's how it goes.
That's some real shit. And, like, that's very much, I feel, on the mission statement of, like, myself, and I know for you, it's just like I have to do this.
Yeah, I just want to keep going, man, because I have my days too where it's just man, can I even do this shit?
Do I even want to do this? Am I
am I even capable of doing this shit? Like, will people really even like it? But you just gotta
do it.
Yeah, you can't be too emotional. Sometimes you just gotta just do that shit, even when you're scared to do it.
Have to.
Yeah,
man. So I want to ask a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Excuse me. I kind of want to ask a question on the Live Mighty stuff.
Okay.
Excuse me. What is like what is the future of, you know, Live Mighty? Like, what do you want to do with it? Like, we've kind of dove into, like, you know, inspiring the youth. Like, it's what you have to do. It's you as the as the natural bodybuilder. That's what kind of this whole Live Mighty thing is. Like,
I feel like Live Mighty is almost like an entity itself. Like, even without me, it's its own thing, you know. So
it's a way of life.
Exactly.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life, and pretty much just expressing that way of life through the merch and the music, really. Like, so the merch, I kind of want it to be like a Gymshark or a Young LA type thing.
I mean, I can see it. I mean, for the people who are not watching, he's got
season 2.
Yeah, he's got one of the new hats on.
One of the new hats.
Yeah,
on,
and like, bro, that's why I said when I first saw that when you walked in, I was like, yo, that hat's dope. Like, I could see people wearing that. Yeah, like, I would 100% wear that in the gym.
The only difference is, like, I want it to be for anybody who working out, you know. So I know, like, dark sport is like a big one now. They're like probably on top of the game as far as I see.
For sure.
But it's something about dark sport that doesn't really resonate with me as far as, like, the athletes and shit. Like, they're not really, like, natural athletes.
Yeah.
Right? I want, like, a kid who maybe doesn't want to be a bodybuilder to still want to rock Live Mighty. Maybe he just likes working out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure people wear Live Dark Sport who aren't bodybuilders too, but, like, I just wanted to resonate with like anybody who really trying to like make something happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
whether it's working out, whether it's just being yourself, because Live Mighty represents that too. Like taking the road that everybody else doesn't want to take. You know, just being yourself, being like your own person. Because that was always me growing up. Like when motherfuckers was doing shit in the streets, I was in the gym. You know what I mean? And I always was like the black sheep, bro. I always was the outsider. You know what I'm saying? I was always the one just doing shit on my own. Like working out or just in my free time, I wasn't hanging out with a lot of people. I was just being myself, doing me. So that kind of just prepared me to be an entrepreneur, because you're going to be alone a lot when you're an entrepreneur.
Man.
Like this shit is not easy.
Better get real comfortable with yourself.
Yeah, even if you got friends who support you, like we got a lot of friends who support us. But at the end of the day, Gage can't do this shit for me. He could support me from the outside and root for me and cheer for me. But if I'm not putting in the work, if I'm not doing my homework to find manufacturers or saving money so I could put it up for the brand, then him rooting for me is going to be in vain.
Yeah.
It's going to be in vain. So I got to make it happen. And that's kind of where like Live Mighty came about. Of course, it's the fitness, but it's just like when you stand on your own, you're in mighty mode. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be able to stand on your own.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you're saying this about the being alone, you know. Yeah, the mighty mode is standing alone, because I've said this again on previous episodes, because I really do believe in it. And it's something that, you know, I pride myself on. For me as a human personally, is that I'm very comfortable being alone. Like working alone, do like same thing with my music career. I'm my own manager, I'm my own graphic designer, I'm my own producer, my own engineer.
Yep.
I do everything basically by myself, because I'm comfortable being by myself, and I'm mighty mode then.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I'm standing, even though like
mighty.
you said, I have people that support me, that are cheering for me. I have fans, supporters, but like I'm doing this shit basically by myself, and I have to make it happen. And it's like too many people, I feel the aspect of the being alone part, and like being so just like alone and trying and realizing that a lot of it is you have to do it alone, prohibits them from wanting to do it, because like they feel like they should have a team or like all this support. And it's like, man, you got to get real fucking comfortable being alone.
Yeah, for real.
Like you got to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And what can I do better?
Right.
To yourself.
Right.
Like
and something like I had to get comfortable with was making progress with no applause. You know what I'm saying? Being comfortable with giving myself a pat on the back and then just keeping the ball
keep
going.
moving.
Cause like sometimes I found myself wanting to get recognition for putting in all this work. Like, bro, I've been grinding. Like,
why is no one?
Nobody cares until your shit pops.
Come on now.
So you just gotta just remember that, all right? Just let the work speak for itself and do your thing. But don't get too caught up in trying to get recognition for everything you do, because you're not gonna feel good. You're gonna be on an emotional roller coaster all the time.
Exactly.
So just stay focused on the path, whatever you're trying to do, and it's gonna pop eventually, and it's gonna feel good when people just say, "Oh, bro, I see you doing your thing. Like, keep going." Like,
yeah, I see you.
Shit like that keeps me going. You
Absolutely.
know? But never try to look for it, or never try to. Don't expect it. Even if they don't say shit, just keep doing your thing.
Exactly. Like if you're doing, in a sense, what you're doing for a subliminal like chasing of recognition, like I feel like if you're chasing the recognition, it almost taints the purity of what you're trying to do. Like, yeah, in the aspect of like you're basically doing everything you're doing expecting cheering and applauding, and for someone to be like blah 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 about you, you know, like how you said,
or even if you're not like doing it for recognition, just know that if you spend 2 weeks straight working 10-hour days on your goal, don't expect anyone to say anything about it.
Facts. Like, don't expect someone to FaceTime you and be like, man, I see you.
Yeah. You might have to go 6 months with no one even knowing you're doing anything, or people just like.
But that's the beautiful part.
That's the beautiful part, and that's when you become comfortable with really like working by yourself.
By yourself.
Yeah, you just gotta just learn to just love the process, I get a kick out of finally finishing a design for the brand, sending it off to the manufacturers, and they say, all right, we about to work on it, and we'll be done in 10 to 20 days or whatever. I'm like, finally, I finished that. Like, cool. Like, I feel good about that, you know. But I don't need to be telling everybody, like, oh, I just worked on these designs for 10 weeks. Like, how do they look? Like, do you like them? Like, you know, I'm going to just
do me.
Be on the under, and then when that shit drop, we could party up after.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, that I believe in that very heavily.
Yeah.
Like, I try, like, not maybe because it's like I'm superstitious, but like whenever I get like big news or I have a big project or I'm working with so and so or I'm gonna do this or whatever, like I don't say shit.
Yeah.
Until either like the flyer comes out, it's the week of the release, or like until it's set in stone, like it's ready to go. Like
the only people who really is gonna know is people that's helping me build the shit. Or
exactly.
Like, or I do have certain friends that I might ask, "Are you think this looks good or not?" But it's not really for recognition. I really want to know.
I want your opinion.
Because I need that input so I can tweak shit or I can, you know, make some adjustments along the way.
Absolutely. And that's so crucial to have those friends.
Yeah.
And that, like, that circle of just, like, the realness where you can, like you said, I'm not asking you because I'm expecting you to clap it up or give me something. Like, if it's dog shit, you need to tell me it's dog shit.
I need to know.
I need to know right now.
You got to have friends who going to tell you how it is, you know.
Be straight up with you. Like, yo, I like this. I don't like this. Or I like this, but I would maybe do this.
Right,
like,
right, exactly.
Dude, that is so crucial.
Exactly. And just
some of y'all motherfuckers need to surround yourself with some better people, man.
Facts. Also, the thing about being alone too, don't get too caught up in trying to be alone also. You know what I'm saying? Don't get too caught up in trying to be the lone wolf.
Taking pride in like, I do this alone.
Yeah, like nobody does anything alone really.
Oh yeah, no.
There's going to be moments where you're alone, but someone's going to have to give you that big break. Someone might, even if someone gives you a plug on maybe a manufacturer or whatever, they just helped you. You didn't do it alone. Or people just rooting for you, saying like, telling you, bro, just keep going, motivating you. You didn't do it alone. They gave you that motivation when you needed it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a balance.
Yeah, so just learn how to work by yourself, but still network and, you know, try to build like a community if you can. Don't get too caught up in trying to be the stoic lone wolf bullshit. Like, that shit.
Facts, bro.
Hey, man, it's so funny. I be seeing Instagram memes about like people be in the gym like, I just went through a breakup and like, you know, like I just need to, the gym is my safe haven. Like all right, we get it, that shit cool, but like have fun too. You feel me? Like it gotta be a balance. You know?
Yeah, it's a balance. Exactly, it's a balance. I'm fucking dead. You said the stoic lone wolf bullshit. That's funny as fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, well, we're gonna fucking take a quick break real quick, and then we're gonna fucking
take a quick break.
Dive right back in.
Right back into it.
And we're fucking back.
Yes, we are.
And we're back. Alrighty, guys. Well, we're kind of... Sorry, I'm taking a drink of my Celsius. So we're gonna kind of mosey on towards the end of the episode here. I want to finish up with some questions for you.
All right.
Some real questions.
Yeah.
If you had a piece of advice, I'm going to give two separate questions here.
All right.
If you had a piece of advice, say a kid comes up to you, or a young follower of yours, or someone who finds you on Instagram, isn't in the gym but wants to.
Okay.
What would be a piece of advice for a wanting to go to the gym goer, or maybe someone that's in the gym that's maybe lacking motivation or is struggling? What would be something that you would tell someone fitness-wise, a piece of advice for a gym goer?
Okay, so if they were a beginner, let's say they never went to the gym at all, I would tell them, if you're just starting out in the gym, just go to the gym every day, even if you don't do anything in there. Just get used to going to the gym, all right? Now, if you're trying to get into like lifting weights or muscle building, I would say find a workout program that's like a beginner program and just try to stick to it. All right. And I would tell them, like, don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about going too heavy when you're starting off in the gym. Just focus on form, the reps, and just having fun. Don't think about it too much. Just get in there, have fun, mess around on all the machines, touch the weights, and just get a feel for the gym. Just know where everything is, and just stick to a little program.
Get used to being in the environment.
Exactly. Get used to being in the environment and knowing which machines work which muscle groups. And doing a little bit of homework on YouTube University. You can find something out there that's going to work for you.
For sure.
That's what I would tell a beginner. Now, if it's someone lacking motivation in the gym, I would try to figure out why they're lacking motivation. And I would just tell them, like, look, if you're trying to, let's say you're not getting gains that you want. That's like a lot of people's lack of motivation. They've been in the gym.
They hit that plateau.
Haven't seen any results. I would tell them, well, just try switching it up. And up your intensity in the gym. Now, a lot of people will ask, like, what do you mean by that? So there's multiple ways you can up your intensity. Lower rest periods, supersets, compound sets, trisets, and going a little bit heavier. So that's what I would tell a person if they were lacking motivation as far as not seeing results.
For sure.
Yeah.
I love that. And before I even jump to the next question, I want to point out what you just said of the intensity part.
Yeah.
Like, that is something that I take into the gym every day. And I know you say it all the time on your Instagram. Like, when this is for people who like are go to the gym and like are active gym goers. Like, when you step into the gym, it's war.
It's war.
It's war. Like, and like, that's not like, it might be a cheesy mindset, but like, bro, it's true. Like, you got to go in there with that mindset and that intensity.
Bro, every day you wake up is really war. You going to war with yourself. Like, it's going to be a side of you that wants to just chill, relax, and that side of you in the gym that's just like, you know, let's just finish this up tomorrow. Or I'll have those thoughts in my head like, I don't have to go 5 sets. Let's just do 4 today. And then you got that other side of you that's like, man, fuck that. 1 more rep. Exactly. Like, why even come if you're not going to go all out?
It's your bitch voice and your boss voice, bro.
So that's the war part. You're going to go to war with yourself. Every time you wake up in the morning, either you're going to win that day or you're going to lose that day.
Simple.
So you got to win that battle every day. And then that's how you win the war. So, yeah.
I love that. And because, like, I've had a big amount of people ask me on my Instagram as well of, like, they're in that plateau, they're stalling, and like I very much respond with the same answer. It's like, either switch things up or get intense about what you're doing in there. Like,
exactly, it's really a lot of it is the intensity. I see people all the time. You can put me in the gym for an hour, and then you could put someone who's not really intense in the gym for an hour, and I guarantee you, I'll probably work twice as many exercises as them, probably twice as many sets, reps, everything, because I'm moving at a fast pace when I'm in the gym. I'm always supersetting pretty much, or compound setting, versus somebody who's just kind of on their phone a little bit, switching through songs all the time, kind of like not going to those last few reps where the that's the Mighty said, those money reps, those last few reps is where you're going to get that.
It's really where you break down the muscle.
That's where you want to be at. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, you just said something. I'm sorry. I have to point this out because I fucking hate this so fucking much. When someone is on a squat rack, a fucking bench, a Smith machine, I don't give a fuck what it is, and you go up and you ask me like, hey man, how many more sets you got? They're like, oh, I got 4 more sets. And then they do like 6 reps, and then they do this.
Man.
For 10 minutes scrolling on their phone. I'm like, dog, what the fuck are you...
Hey,
go outside.
I'm a troll. I'll be in the gym like, hey, how many more sets you got on your phone? Oh, you got 2 more?
Oh,
I bet.
For sure.
Or
I hate that.
Or I tell people like this. If they say I got 4 more sets, cool. Can I work in with you?
They're like,
all right, babe, I'm going to throw my towel right here for sure.
Dog, I hate that shit so much.
Me too.
Maybe because it's like they're not being intense, but I'm just like, dude, why do you do 1 set and then sit there for like 10 minutes and scroll on your phone? I feel like a lot of me so much.
What I noticed too is like, I could just tell like a lot of people be self-conscious in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm coming in, I'm about to sweat out this shirt. I don't care who watching. You about to hear me grunt if I got to get this last rep. Like, I don't care if I look silly that I can't put up 135 because I'm doing bench last in my chest day. bro,
I don't care.
I'm going.
That's what
I'm coming in here to go to war.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people kind of looking around like someone watching me while I rep this weight, or they just don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or as soon as they feel that burn, they just put the weight down.
Yes.
As if no, that's where you want to be. That's not a bad burn. Yes. That's a good.
That's
burn.
a good burn.
Exactly. That's
yes.
that's good pain.
Yes.
There's a difference.
Good. There's a big difference. There's a big difference.
Yes.
Yes. No, man. 100%. I just I had to touch on that. That shit is so fucking funny to me. I hate that shit so much. So I want to get real with you real quick and ask you this question as we're diving in here to the end.
Yeah.
As the mighty man himself
in the flesh,
what's a one life advice that you would give somebody? This doesn't have to be in the gym. This can be gym related, not gym related. One piece of life advice, whether maybe it's a quote that you live by or something that wakes you up every morning or inspires you, like
I would say
a piece of life advice for the listeners and the viewers here that they could take with them and really kind of analyze and be like, man, maybe I need to think about that.
So
more.
All the viewers and listeners listening, I said this earlier in the podcast, and when I realized this, it just keeps me going. There will never be another you. Ever. There might be someone who grew up in a similar place as you or did similar things, but there will never be another person who's you, who thinks like you, looks like you, talks like you, and all those things combined into you. There will never be another person like that. So the time that you have left on this planet, try your best to do whatever you're doing, because this shit's not GTA. It ain't no respawns. It's not
you
Call
get one
of Duty.
shot.
Yeah, and as you get older, it gets harder to try to be an entrepreneur sometimes, depending on what you're doing, right? So just remember there will never be another you. And with that being said, whatever gift you have, take that shit to the moon. Because if you don't, you're going to have regrets when you die. And that's like something I don't want. I already got regrets and I'm not dead yet.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing now, I got to take this to the moon, bro.
Have to.
I have to. So that's my word of advice to everybody watching. There will never be another you ever.
Do what you're doing to the best.
So you might as well be yourself to the max without being apologetic about it. As long as you're not hurting nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you're not hurting nobody or doing nothing that's crazy, do that, man, and just keep God first, man, and everything's going to be fine. I promise you.
I love that, bro. It's a simple answer, but it's a really powerful answer.
Yeah. People
just need to live by that a little bit more and
realize your weirdness, the shit that you think makes you weird.
That's you.
The shit that's your power. That's you. That's what makes you different. When you try to suppress your weirdness or or try to fit in to be like everybody else, you're just dumbing yourself down.
Yeah.
Dumbing down who you really are. And trying to get everybody to like you, you're going to end up with nobody really liking you. So
that's a deep one.
When you're just being yourself, you can filter out your real friends from the fake friends. Because when you're being yourself, either they're going to like you for you or they're not.
Yeah.
So it makes life way easier when you're just being yourself versus you're faking it and people like the fake personality or whatever you're putting out there. But as soon as they figure out the real you, which they will, then it's like, come on.
Yeah. Being yourself is like a natural bullshit filter.
Exactly. Just be yourself.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that for giving that shit out.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you as kind of a final question here.
Yes, sir.
As the Mighty Man goes on, as Live Mighty goes on, as you continue to do you and build your brand and build the community and put out the shit that you're doing, what does the future look like for you and what you want to do, what you're trying to do? Like, what can people expect?
So in the future for me is going to be good for sure.
Yeah.
So the brand is going to be booming for sure. You're going to see all the little kids, everybody in the gym talk about, you get that new Live Mighty drop, it's going to be like that.
Totally.
The music wise, going to be booming too. I'm bringing my own flavor. It's just going to be good, man. And I see myself pretty much just being known as Mighty Eli, being a mighty man. Hopefully, you might see me in a movie or some TV. Like, sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
So you heard it here first on the Seventh Heaven podcast, man. It's going to happen. Trust me. Just keep watching. It's going to happen.
I have no doubts. When someone like you, who's driven, who's motivated, who has good intent, has passion, who has purpose, who's humble about what they do, like, is consistent what they do, I have absolutely zero doubt in my mind that everything you're talking about and everything that you're working for and that you want to do is going to happen.
Man,
like,
for sure.
I have no doubts. And when season 2 comes out, trust me, I'm gonna buy a whole ass fit because I want to rock that shit in the gym. I want to wear it. I want to take some pics in it. I want to do some gym content in it. Like, I want to continue to help any way that I can and spread the message. And like, that was another reason why I wanted to have you on. It's just because, like, I believe in what you're doing, and like, obviously my fans and followers and people who watch or listen or whoever, like, you know, they know I'm a big gym person, and like,
shout out Sevn, man. He really go hard in the gym. Trust me, we done been to Stearns before. I seen it firsthand.
Like, you know, so it was important for me to have someone on who is in the fitness industry, who's really preaching and doing the right stuff, and who's just doing it the right way, how I believe it should be done. Because it's an important message that needs to be spread.
Oh yeah, and Mighty Coach on the way.
Yeah, Mighty Coach on the way. I challenge you guys all to live mighty.
Yes, sir.
You know, it is truly a way of life. Like I said, just check out this man's Instagram and his YouTube and all the shit, and you'll see the way he lives life and his work ethic and what he does and what he's about.
Appreciate you.
So yeah, dude, we're gonna kind of dive into the last question, last topic, as you should say. It's 7-on-7 song of the day. Woo. So whatever your song of the day is, whether it's an album, it's a project, it's a single, you know, tell the camera, tell the listeners, you know, what is Mighty Eli's song of the day?
I'm gonna be honest. My song of the day is not even out yet.
Yeah.
It's on my new up and coming tape, Mighty Culture. But for some you can listen to, just look up Mighty Mode, all right? That's my song of the day. You can find it on any platform. Just look up Mighty Mode. First song on Mighty Mode is called Mighty Mode.
Mighty Mode.
Whole lot of Mighty Mode, man.
Yeah, I'll put the links in the descriptions to the YouTube video and in the podcast links and shit, so anyone can go and link and shit like that. But yeah, guys, that's gonna fucking do it for episode number 5.
Yes,
damn, we're on the
sir.
5th fucking episode. We got the fucking boy himself, Mighty Eli, in the building.
Yeah.
Man, it was so good to see you. It was so good to have you on.
Good to see you too,
It's been a minute.
Been a while.
I really enjoy the conversation.
Me too.
I'm fucking stoked for you. I love what you're doing. I can't wait to see you continue this journey and continue what you're trying to do and build and inspire and, you know, everything that we talked about, and just continue to do it to the max, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate it, man,
you
for real.
To the max, taking it to the moon. I'm stoked for the tape. I'm stoked for season 2.
Yes, sir.
Stoked for everything you're doing. So
I appreciate it, man.
I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you, and man, I can't wait to see where it fucking goes, bro. For real.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
It's all love.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, guys, I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you guys watching. Remember to share the show, and we will see you guys next time.